What's up, y'all? Coach Wood here. Today's a little different. Let's talk about self-care and let's talk about tools. So, I've got two different balls here. First one, a massage ball that has vibration. There's a lot of great science that says that vibration is super useful for massage. So, if you're having a hard time getting something not working and something's not letting go, I suggest you try this. But for most people, a lacrosse ball will do just fine. Super cheap. You can get it on Amazon, a couple bucks. If you can't get a lacrosse ball for whatever reason and you're drastic, remember that before we had all these things, people use their hands. And so you can actually work in these areas that we're going to be talking about. So today we're going to be trying to take tension off the chest wall. And so let's start with what we'll typically see at the gym, which is this. Someone will come on the wall and they're going to start using the wall to create more pressure than they could if they were just pressing on their chest. Does that make it better? Not necessarily. It has more to do with whether or not you're breathing into the muscle. Are you allowing yourself to actually lengthen as you're doing this? When you're exhaling, are you fully exhaling and actually feeling these things move and lengthen? Ooh, nice catch there. But it's important to understand that when you're massaging and you're working on these things, you need to take your time, and you shouldn't just automatically be grinding through these areas. The other thing you'll see me do is you'll see me kind of move my arm a little bit and kind of raise it up and perform some abduction. And that will actually help floss the muscle as well too. So now when I'm on the wall, there's actually kind of a method to the madness. I'm not just on the wall grinding out and picking certain spots or just kind of arbitrarily running through. There's actually a very particular motion that I'm going. And so let's go over that, because when you work on a muscle in massage, working on the belly is nice, but the insertion points are going to give you so much more bang for your buck. So let's start with the inner chest wall running along the center line. And I'm just going to rub left to right because that's the way that the muscle runs. And if we actually run the same direction, it's a little easier to send a lengthening signal. So I run across the inside of that chest wall. And once I feel like I've got a decent bit of release, I then start to run across my lower pec. Run across the lower pec a little bit, check to see how that feels, and then I'll come back up high and also check the pec minor and run across right under the collarbone. So there's a nice soft spot in between where your shoulder is, your pec, and where your collarbone meets. It's like a little crevice. If the ball is too big to dig in there, it's okay to bust out your hand and just kind of wiggle and run across. But getting into this area is super, super, super useful if you've been having a lot of shoulder-related problems or even neck-related problems. You can feel a lot of tension on the back of your traps coming from your pec minor. So I'm going to run. The other thing to remember is, yes, we're working on the pecs. Yes, it's a big, strong muscle, but it's not the only thing on the chest wall. So a lot of people, even my high-level professionals will miss working on the smaller muscles such as the rib wall. So here I'm going to actually dive into the serratus, and I want to spend some time working on that rib wall. This is big, special, big bang for your buck. Most people miss this. And I bet you if you hit this area with the area that most people normally hit, you'll also find a great big amount of relief. The last thing you can do if you're working on this chest wall is you can also go up and spend some time and work on the rotator, which is right on the shoulder. So if there's a really soft spot on the front of your shoulder and you notice that it's kind of giving you a little bit of problems, kind of nagging it, you can kind of softly rub it like this, and that'll give you hopefully some relief. So take your time. More pressure is not automatically better. It's how you breathe into this that makes all the difference in the world. So hopefully this will give you some relief. Know better, do better, feel better. Peace.